If you've been feeling overwhelmed, trying to find a new job that lines up better with the life that you actually want to live, I've spent the last 7 years working with professionals navigating this career change process. And I've got 3 powerful lessons that I have learned I'd love to share with you. These things come up time and time again with my clients, and they really do make a difference. The first thing you need to know is that your CV isn't your life story. It's not your autobiography. It's your marketing tool. So it's really, really difficult to cram everything that you've ever done in your professional life into 2 pages. Actually, we're not asking you to do that, because what you need to do is see your CV as a marketing document. See it as your shop window. What are the things from your professional life up to this point that would really stand out to a hiring manager? What things would help them see that you have the experience, you have the skills, you have the knowledge that would position you as the perfect fit for this role? You want to be able to join the dots between what you've done already and where you want to go. So you can curate this document not only to show where you've been, but how do you want the next step in your career to look? So the second thing is that most people are way more capable than they give themselves credit for. Confidence is a huge theme that comes up time and time again when I am coaching people. Imposter syndrome loves to rear its head when we're thinking about making a change, when we're thinking about putting ourselves forward for something that maybe feels a little bit uncomfortable. Now, every client I have ever worked with, they're not lacking in talent. They're very capable people, but they seem to do this thing where they put those appraisals, they put those promotions, they put those awards down to fluke. They put them down to luck. They put them down to good timing. But let me tell you a story about somebody that I was coaching not that long ago. Let's call her Esme. Now, she has a law degree. She's super clever, very, very capable. She was training to go up to be a barrister. And she was this close to walking away from it. She was this close from going, I just don't think I have what it takes. After 2 coaching sessions, she got a promotion and started to see what everybody else could see in her. She started to believe me when I said, you have so much value to bring to the workplace. And I want you to hear that for you today as well. You have so much value to bring to the workplace. You are way more capable than you think you are. So we want to go forth into your job search, into your job applications with that level of confidence, knowing that any hiring manager would be really fortunate to get to interview you. So going back to Esme, she did not feel confident. When she came to me, she was feeling like she needed to walk away because she wasn't good enough. So maybe that's where you're at today. Something I'd really encourage you to do is look back on your achievements. Look back at the awards that you've received. Look back on anything that you can see as a success in your career. And I want you to get really specific. What is it about you? What was it about you that you brought to the table to allow that thing to happen? How did that success come about? What is it about you? Don't let imposter syndrome rob you of those things, because that is your value. That is what a hiring manager wants to hear in the interview. And the last lesson that I really want to share with you today is that the fastest way to clarity is through conversation. Now, when you're making big decisions, it's so easy to get stuck in your head, going through the questions, should I stay? Should I go? What about money? What about my family? What will people think? What if I make the wrong decision? All these thoughts go around your head. That is overwhelming. It's so hard to step out of that overwhelm because we're going round and round in circles thinking about the what ifs. What I'd encourage you to do is start thinking, yes, what if, and think about the positive outcomes. So I want to share a story with you of one of my current clients. Let's call her Anita. So Anita came to me full of overwhelm. She was overanalyzing everything. And when I tell you that she had a long list of options, my goodness, she had a long list of options. She had different job sectors, different job titles, different qualifications that maybe she could go for. She was swimming in all these ideas. Now, from working with me, she's got this space to process. What is it I actually want? What is it that would actually light me up? We've stopped thinking about the things that she feels she should do based on her experience, based on her qualifications, and really leaning into, if everything was perfect in my career, in my job, yes, I know that's not realistic, but if everything was perfect, what would I be looking for? So we start off by thinking about that blue sky thinking, because we want to think about what do we really, really want. And only after we've got clear on that do we come back and bring it back to reality in terms of, well, to get there, what steps do I need to take? How long would that take me? What qualifications do I need to get? That's when we start thinking about the what ifs. That's when we start thinking about the how. The problem with overwhelm is we start with the how way back when, before we've even started thinking about the what. So that's my encouragement to you today. If you are thinking, this just feels too overwhelming, I think I'm just actually going to stay where I am because it's too much. I can't deal with it. And at least my current job, at least it pays the bills. At least my family are proud of me, whatever that at least statement is. If that is you today, I really want to encourage you to spend a bit of time thinking about what is it that you want. If anything were possible, if I paid all of your bills for a year and sent you off on a sabbatical, what would you do with that time? What are these things that really matter to you? What would you love to have happen in your career? And when you can answer that question, that's when you can start to narrow down your options. So my current client, Anita, she is now at the stage where she's starting to narrow down her options so that she can then take those action steps confidently without the self-doubt, thinking, but what if I made the wrong decision? What if I'd have chosen that other option? Where could I be now? She's not going to have any of that because she's taken the time to get really, really clear on what it is that she wants. So that is the power of conversations. That is why conversations allow this clarity, because you're in a space where you're not going to be judged, where somebody isn't going to throw in some extra, but what if this, that you haven't even thought about to just add to the overwhelm. A coaching session is a space where you can come and process and say exactly what it is that you want. Those things that you've been nervous to share, nervous to admit that you actually want, you can share them in a coaching session and have the space to think about what would that actually look like. So those are the 3 big lessons that I've learned from the last 7 years working with professionals going through career transitions. On top of that, I've also seen that there are 5 specific steps that are really important to take when you're making a career change. And I've put them into a course that I've made freely available inside my online community, the Career Change Collective. The link is in the description. So if you'd like to check that out, I would love to see you inside.